What's up, guys? Jay Daniel here with another Remote Paradise University lesson. Today is going to be a bit of a longer video. We're going to be talking about how to differentiate yourself in the marketplace from a marketing perspective, how to define yourself as a brand, and how to position yourself as a valuable expert to get any gig you want. So let's start. Number one, you're not just a random person trying to get a job. Fuck that. If you're even thinking that, bro, you've lost. Get rid of it. That is no longer the paradigm from which you operate. You are a brand. So whatever your name is, right? Johnny, Jessica, Miranda, Julio, no. Your company is You Inc. Okay? You Inc. You Incorporated. You LLC. Like you are now a business. And this is important because businesses don't make emotions emotionally. Businesses don't make decisions emotionally. Businesses make decisions logically based on the mission, vision, right? Non-negotiables and preset plans and structures it has in place. A lot of you guys, the reason you're not making the income you want to make is because you make too many emotional decisions in your day. You say that you're going to lose weight, but you work out when you want to work out. You say you're going to grow this thing, but you learn and study and implement things when you want to learn and study them. That does not work in business. Business is a game of logic. Business is a game of chess. You need to know your next 5 moves. You need to know your next 15 moves. You need to play the game out in the future. The way you do that is you sit down, you plan, you structure, you decide what's going to happen 12 months before it actually happens. So let's start with that right now. First thing is define your brand. Define who you're going to be in the marketplace. If you don't know what I mean, get into the marketplace, okay? Literally talk to people that are already working in the industry you want to work in and start figuring out the circles with which they operate and get in those circles. You don't have to be an active member or participant. Just get in the fucking room and get a feel for how are people conversating? How are different people, like when you see somebody, how do you see them? What defines them? That's their brand. Get like 30 examples. Okay, this is the management guy. He does this. Okay, this is the newer guy, doesn't really know his shit, just came in looking weird. Okay, this guy is super social. He's the butterfly. This is the knowledge guy, right? Understand the different brands that everybody has. Get a pen and paper and start to figure out what is your brand. My brand going into the high ticket space was I was the guy who was documenting his journey. I was the student. I was the one that was just posting constant content. I was the one that was always doing role plays. I was always just forcing my face to be seen. I was the guy with high energy. I was the guy that maybe didn't have the highest level of production value or quality. But I was really fucking authentic, right? And it's like your brand is going to be expanded upon as you come into roles based on your experience, the way people perceive you. There's a general market thesis for who you are. That is your brand. And your job as the one running You Inc. is to do everything in your power to very specifically sculpt and shape that image that you're putting out in terms of what your brand is and who your brand is. The way you're going to do that is to very clearly define it. Again, do what I just told you. Go into these different networking environments, communicate with these different people, because what's going to happen is you're going to start to get a feel for all the different brands that people currently have within the current marketplace that you want to get into, and you're going to be able to decide how you want to fit into the market, taking into account all of your current skill sets, attributes, personality types, connections, right? Tendencies. You can be the hungry student, right? You're younger, you don't know shit. You can be the hungry student. If you're already experienced, but you're just moving into a new industry, you can be like the experienced guy coming in. Like you can be the father where everything is based on your kids. Like you can choose your brand. And the beauty is when you have a brand, when you have consistent messaging, when you're putting out a very cohesive and well constructed, right? And very intentional messaging that's consistent across the board, you can start to shape the narrative in people's heads about you, right? You can start to build trust you can start to have people say, this guy's a high performer, this guy's a driver, right? This guy's a leader without you having to fucking tell them that. Because the issue most people have is they jump on an interview and they say, I am a leader, I am hungry, I am this. And the person doesn't believe them. They don't know them, right? You want them to come to that conclusion, and you can start to shape that narrative from the perspective of the entire marketplace by having consistent messaging. Only way you're going to do that is by defining what your brand is ahead of time and consistently putting out content, consistently engaging in ways that are consistent with who that avatar is. What is that persona that you're putting out? I'm not telling you to lie. Think about who you are. Think about who you're becoming. Think about the best attributes that person has, the best habits that person has, right? Think about how that aligns with the roles that you're taking on. And now you can start to actually document specific parts of even your own personal development to start painting that narrative to the entire marketplace in regards to who you are. As you do this, as you're consistent with this, you're going to find more and more warm opportunities because the market already believes that you have the attributes that they're looking for. They don't have to interview you, right? They don't have to drill you with questions. They don't have to take you through a five-step process. Ideally, the way that you're branding yourself, you can do it, or you can build up to a place where a lot of these guys that you want to interact with view you as an equal. It's called having an expert frame, right? Like, and it's not that hard to have an expert frame. Guys, watch the top 3 to 5 YouTube videos on a specific topic. Like, read the top 3 to 5 books on a specific topic. I promise you're going to know more than 98% of the population. Now you can create content based on the stuff you just learned, right? It can be a win, and it can be based on your brand. So you can say, hey guys, so I'm reflecting on what I just read from this book. Or it can be literally, hey guys, like I'm reading, I just read this book. Or not even, don't even mention it. Yo, this is what you need to know, right? And it's like the more certainty and confidence you have in the way that you're able to communicate these things, the more the more like the less people give a shit. Because it's not about the source of the information. It's about, are you able to create light bulb moments for people? Are you able to solve problems for people in real time, right? Again, it's the narrative that you're painting in people's head. You can do that at scale with content. That's why this is the marketing principle. This is why marketing is so powerful. When you're on a one-on-one interaction, right? Like you're limited to that one person in terms of what you can shape. All their attention is on you. So they notice any tiny inconsistencies. The market does notice inconsistencies, but guess what? The market isn't just focused on you, it's focused on millions of other people. The market is divided. So the more cohesive, the more consistent, the more aligned, the more consistent, right? The more full of volume that your overall content strategy is, the more effective your actual conversations are going to be because people are already warmed up. Think about it like if you have a big financial channel. Let's say a guy you've been watching financially for the last 2 years. It teaches you everything you know. You love his stuff, and he comes out with a course. It's $500, and it teaches you everything on how to manage your finances. If you have the money and it's not that big of a deal, you're gonna spend it because especially if it's a priority. Because guess what? He's established as an expert for you. He's given you so much free value. It's the law of reciprocity. It's the law of human nature, right? He's entered into that expert frame because you in this case consistently see his content and you view him in that manner, right? Become that expert, right? And just take into account, who are you? Are you a 16-year-old with a super high switch voice? Do you have confidence issues? Like think about who you are and who you want to become and how you can actually position yourself in the marketplace and what are the attributes that that person has that you're currently learning that you can start to document, right? And the beauty of documenting as opposed to creating is a very intentional, very threaded, very time intensive process. Documenting is literally you pull out a camera and say, I'm reading this book. Documenting, you don't have to edit, you don't have to look back on the videos. Guys, I don't go back and look at my videos. It's not like I'm not creating a bunch of crazy stuff. I'm just documenting things as I'm learning them, right? Like I'm passing it on to you guys, right? Like this is how you start to structure and build your brand. My recommendation, get a Google Doc, start going through all of these things. What is my brand? Right? What market am I in? How does the market see me? Right? What is the best version of myself? Right? You should already have a vision doc of what that best version of yourself is. What is the best version of myself? Or what is the best version of somebody who's a very high earner in this position? Right? Let's say that you want to be a coder, right? Like what are attributes that the top recruiters are hiring for? Right? What do they have? What do they consistently do? What do the recruiters know they do that they're looking for? How do you display those at scale in front of the right people? Imagine you could speak on stage in front of 10,000 of your ideal customers and give the exact message that they all feel they need. Now you have 10,000 buyers, right? 5,000 buyers, 1,000 buyers, 100 buyers, dude. Like, you control the market when you control the narrative. This is why owning the media is so important. And this is why the internet freeing the media up to the common people is so powerful, guys. This opportunity isn't always going to be around. Really be intentional about what your brand is, what other brands exist in the marketplace, how you can fill in the holes in terms of what's missing or what would be considered valuable that align with your current attributes, but the attributes that you want. Implement a structure into your routine where you're actually actively working towards those skills and document it. Start talking to the marketplace. Like, yo, like a closed mouth doesn't get fed, right? Like, and the more you speak to the marketplace, the more relationships you build. I promise you, like, there's one degree of separation between you and everything that you've ever wanted, but it's a matter of being consistently in front of the market, consistently putting out a message that aligns, that paints a narrative of you being the person that these companies are looking for. You don't want to get grilled on fucking interviews the rest of your life, and you don't need to. I'm telling you the way out. Rewatch this video 5 times if you need to. This is the way to be unique and defined and valuable in a marketplace. Do it.